One guy in the top 50 right now that you think she beats.
Donald Young. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh! I do not care about winning the match. If I'm out playing rec play, especially open play, I'm out there to make sure I have a good time and all the people I'm on court with have a good time. If you want to go from a 3-5 to 4-0, you've got to change things. Figure out why you're missing. Make that correction and go out there and get that repetition in. Your partners won't be complaining anymore when you're getting 3-4 aces a game.
Of those 5 players, do you think she could beat any of them? And if you do, which one? Welcome back to another episode of the Southern Pickleball Podcast, where we dive into all things amateur pickleball and professional pickleball, just a splash of professional. I am everyone's favorite 4.4 duper, Corin, and as always with me, my co-host and the co-founder of Southern Pickleball, Mark. How you doing today, Mark?
Doing great. Just got back from Virginia.
Love it.
Glad to be here hanging out with you.
Yep, and back from Virginia. I came back from Asheville. Great weekend.
It was a big weekend for Southern Pickleball. We had 4 tournaments with over 800 players, 3 different states. So, but I was excited to get back in the studio because we got a cool guest tonight.
Got a great guest. That's a great lead-in. But before we get to our guest, just want to give a huge shout-out to Mizuno. Mizuno is helping us grow the game across the South while keeping our players performing their best. Their footwear is engineered for speed, stability, and serious style, whether you're brand new to the game or chasing championship points. We're super proud to sponsor with Mizuno, and they live and breathe athletic excellence, as always. Thank you, Mizuno.
That.
Oh, I have. Yeah, last week wasn't very good, so I had to go back and.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I was in the mirror. The tip of the lips and the tongue, the tip of the lips and the tongue, or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
If you spend as much time working on that backhand dink this week as you did practicing that, maybe 4 or 5 next week.
No, I'm on the get a new paddle, don't drill squad. So okay. I'm just gonna buy a new paddle. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But
why take a lesson when I can buy a paddle?
That's exactly it. But I tell you what, I'm super amped today. I'm very excited. It's Christmas in July, and not just because I have on my Christmas shirt, but also because our special guest here is an absolute present himself. We have the OG of good pickleball players in Georgia, the best player I've ever played with, Chase Mason. How you doing, Chase?
I'm doing well. That's a great introduction. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah.
The first player I ever played with where I was like, wow, that guy he's really good. And I think at the time you were probably playing 4-5 or, now you're all in the pro ranks and playing all these pro qualifiers and getting into main draws and stuff. But I tell you what, man.
The first time I played against him, or I think I played against his team, not against him, he's like a 3-0 Club Wars. Late winter. He went from like 3-0 to 4-5 in like a month.
In no time. Yep. So. I used to be scared to get on the court with him. I still am, in fairness.
We've had a lot of fun times playing, though. That ladder league back in the day, man, I still look back. That's some of the best I've, grown in pickleball was back then playing with you guys. So, I miss those days. So much fun.
It was good. Hey, come up. Come up sometime.
Yeah, I will. I will.
So, before we get into all things pickleball and your pickleball story, we want to start off with what we call On Top of the Podium. And so that's where we have a subject, and then you're going to give us your bronze medalist, your silver medalist, and your gold medalist for that subject. And this week, because Mark was so bored last week with our water talk, which, by the way, got a nice water today, rain, in a can, always a great addition. This week, we are going to do what your 3 favorite sports teams are, and that can be in any sport. So we'll let you start your 3 favorite sports team: bronze, silver, and gold.
All right, I gotcha. So I will say pickleball has my heart, so I'm gonna save that for gold. But bronze.
Allow him to take a pickleball team. I guess we did.
I think we have to. He's the pickleball guy.
It's got to be a favorite sport. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So bronze medalist, I'll have to go with the Auburn Tigers. And that might not be, everyone's favorite there, but there's a reason behind it. I grew up going to the Auburn football games because all my cousins went and graduated from there. So just a lot of really good memories going to those games. And I also grew up going to all the Auburn basketball camps, Bruce Pearl's camps.
Oh, yeah.
I just loved it so much. So
you're a basketball player growing up?
Oh, yeah. I loved playing basketball. Basketball was my favorite sport growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
The height helped a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So, it was always my favorite. And, just grew up playing with my dad and my grandpa and everybody, so a lot of fun there. But Auburn Tigers, particularly the football, because that's I went to more football games than I did basketball games. But
yeah.
that'd be my bronze. Silver medalist, I got to give that to the Braves, because it's just the home team, and I love going to a Braves game. I mean, to me, there's not much more fun than that. Getting together with your friends, going out to the game, and it's not even really about watching the game too much, but just who you're spending your time there with for the most part.
Yeah,
and
you like it now at the Battery?
Yeah, the Battery's a fun spot.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, come on, the way they built that place out is like just so much fun to get a group of friends together. I mean, you don't even have to go in the game if you don't want to. You can go hang out on the lawn and watch the game.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Well, I'll say I love the Battery, but I was a skeptic. When I was nervous when they moved. I was happy with Turner Field, but the Battery has been awesome.
The Battery is phenomenal.
I was
So
sort of the same way, because growing up I always went to Turner Field, and so there was good memories there, and I was like, wait, we're changing stadiums, what's going on? But they did a good job, and I want to go to more games. It'd help if they won too while I was there, but yeah, so coming up
Maybe
soon.
next year.
Maybe next year, but I'm a fan for life with the Braves for sure. Gold medalist, got to go to the St. Louis Shock.
who?
St. Louis Shock. The reason for that is, just the amount of talent on that team. I see y'all looking at me right now, but come on.
I can't believe this.
We have an Atlanta team, right?
I know.
And I like Atlanta, and I like, Jaume Martinez-Vic, huge fan, great guy, love it. But it's purely out of just being a pickleball lover. Not
That's
really.
right.
I'm not.
That's right.
Get this.
We have our first
Get
pickleball
this.
fair weather fan.
What was the question? Your favorite sports team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so not going to say I'm always rooting for them all the time, but when I'm just looking at, a favorite team, like that team is just built with so much talent. Like not even just their skill, but the energy they have as players, is so.
So who's all on that team?
So we've got Anna Bright, Kate Fahey, Gabe Tardio, and Hayden Patrick
That is a fun team.
on that team.
That is a fun team.
I mean, watching Hayden and Gabe play together, come on. I mean, that is a matchup that we could probably wish that we saw on the PPA Tour playing together. Hayden is playing out of his mind. You can see that his off-court stuff has really pushed him.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if y'all watched this past weekend, but the dude was going nuts in mixed doubles. And him and Anna Bright have clicked now on the court. So he's coming over. He's playing. He's not a huge guy, but he's showing people that, hey, you don't have to have the length and the height for mixed doubles. You can go in there and dominate. I don't know how tall he is, but he's got the movement. He's got just the versatility of shots to be a killer mixed doubles player. And it doesn't stop there. The dude's a monster in singles. Mm-hmm. He's insane left side player in men's doubles playing alongside Gabe. So I think it's just about how fun it is to watch them that really makes them my favorite. And then plus just the energy from Kate Fahey all the time. Like you can the passion she has for competition is so incredible to watch, because you get to see not just her highs, but when she's low too and how she handles it. And it's something else watching. So
you did an awesome job of explaining why you sold out on your home team.
Sold
okay.
out. But I tell you what, I mean, that is a good. Kate Fahey's uncle actually just played in Nashville with us. He was at the tournament. He played.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he had the new yo. I was like, oh, how you like that? He's like, oh, well, I get him for free.
There we go.
I'm like, why? How you do that? And he
did.
told me, he's like, oh, my niece, she's a pro. I said, who? I thought it was gonna be some. He said, it's Kate Fahey. I was
What?
like, who? Kate Fahey. So that's
so
really
cool.
And then Patrick Quinn, obviously good for a couple nasty body bags per game, really.
Oh yeah.
So all right, I'm with you. We'll this time we'll let you off the hook.
Okay, I'll take
You
it.
explained it good enough. We'll let you off the hook. What about you, Mark? Top 3 sports teams.
I'll be quick. I'm a hometown guy. I don't like sell out my home team and go to across the country to the Midwest for a team. It has changed though. I mean, if we were doing this a couple of years back, it would have been the Braves would have been my gold medals. But I'm gonna have to put them in the bronze now. I don't know if it's all the social media and the Facebook and Instagram and needing that instant, kickback. But baseball's just gotten a little slow for me. Now, but I'm still a big Braves fan. Number 2, right in the ATL, would be Georgia Tech football. I love Georgia Tech football. It's going to be a big year for us with Haynes King this year at quarterback. And then my gold is Atlanta Falcons. I love NFL.
Yeah.
I love the Falcons, and I want to cheer for them, good or bad. Oftentimes
valid.
bad.
Always bad.
But
I mean, I feel bad.
so-
I feel bad for you for that. And
So-
I think my gold's gonna not sit well with you, and I'm
yeah,
a little
I
sick
kinda-
over here.
I kind of
woozy,
know
but
where
that's
we're
all
going,
right.
but I'm okay with it because we're gonna win this year. But let's hear it. in
Well,
case
we'll
I'm-
see.
in case
We'll
I'm guessing
see.
Wrong. What you
I'm
got?
gonna start. We'll go bronze, and this is a new one for me. And I just gave Chase a really hard time about selling out, but it's actually the Brazilian national soccer team.
Okay.
Shout out to my wife. I love you. She is from Brazil, and I always gave her a hard time because they're so talented. They never win. And then we had our son. We have a 10-month-old, and I had to decide: do I want him to like the American national team, where we always say they have a chance and they never really do, or the Brazilian national team that at least they probably do have a chance, even though they're not going to win it? And I had to go with the Brazilian national team. So
I
I'm
think
a
that was
full.
wise choice.
I'm
I
a
can support
full
that.
convert to the Brazilian national team. My silver. Now this is an interesting one. It's going to be in motocross, and there is a team, the
They have
HRC.
team motocross.
They do well. So they have teams that they have riders. So HRC Honda, and the reason is they have three riders. They have Jet Lawrence, and my son's name is Jet. That's actually where we got the name. He's not named after the rider, but when we saw his name, we loved it so much that we named our son Jet. And they have his brother Hunter Lawrence and then Joe Shimoda. But I love motocross, always have. I rode for a year until I realized I wasn't very good at it. So HRC Honda is my silver.
Never
Then,
knew you were a motocross.
oh
guy.
yeah, you learn something new every day, don't you? And then gold. Who Dat Nation, baby? New Orleans Saints.
I knew that
We
was
don't do
coming.
no Falcons in here. I don't know what's going on, Atlanta Falcons. I'll give it to you. You probably will sweep us this year. I see a nice
Yeah, y'all don't even have a
3-win
quarterback,
season
do you?
coming. Do we have a quarterback? We have 7 quarterbacks,
You got a lot
and
of
none of
a
them
lot
have
of
taken a
fourth round
snap.
draft picks and free
Yeah.
agents to choose from.
Yeah, we have. We have. I don't even think most of them weren't even good in college, so I don't know what's going on, but
Well,
we'll see. Everyone has to have bad years, don't they?
that will be something else for us to talk about soon. I think there might be something sort of Monday night Moneyball coming to Southern
Oh, yeah.
Pickleball TV before some Monday
Ooh.
night games. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, no spoilers, sir. No
But I think
spoilers.
since we got Chase here, I think people
It's time to
people
talk
wanna hear
about
the
Chase.
story, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Chase, just first and foremost, how'd you get started in pickleball?
Yeah, so my dad got me into the sport. So this was back in like 2021. He had a membership at just a local country club called White Oak. Me and my sister were at Kennesaw State University, and we're calling him every day. Hey, how's it going? He's like, oh, I just got done playing pickleball, and it kind of just went over my head like, oh, what is that? No idea what that is. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's silly. I never actually even figured out like what he was doing. He told me he was playing pickleball, and I just went with it.
And his dad's a really good player too.
Yeah, he's great. And so he ended up getting injured from pickleball, and I was like, wait, what happened? And had to have a wound vacuum on his leg for like 6 months. It was he had got compartment syndrome. So if anybody knows what that is, it's a really rare thing. It usually only happens in car accidents, but very unlucky. So had to have a wound vacuum on his leg for 6 months. The first thing he wanted to do afterwards was play pickleball. And I was like, what is this, man? We got to go out and play. So he's like, all right, you, me, and your sister. My sister's name is Jessica Mason. She's a great player herself. So he was like, all right, well, we're gonna go out and play. So we went out and played, and instantly we're like, wow, this is so much fun. Typical reaction. And you're like, wow, I can get so much better than this after you just got beat by a 70-year-old. Shout out Don from White Oak. So instantly you're like, oh, we can get better at this. And it really started being a thing that we could come home on the weekends and just spend time with my dad doing. And, really just fell in love with the game. My dad was like, oh, they have tournaments. Like we can go play a tournament. We're like, okay, sounds great. Like I got a men's doubles partner with my dad. I've got a mixed doubles partner with my sister. Like, let's go. So we ended up playing our first tournament ever was the Georgia Open PPA, which was the first time the PPA had come to Georgia back in 2021. And, having that experience going into that's your first tournament is this, professional tournament. You're walking around like, whoa, I had no idea any of this was going on. So I actually played 3.0 mixed doubles with my sister Jessica Mason, and then I played 4.0 men's doubles, and I ended up her and I ended up winning bronze, and we are like on top of the world because it was our first time playing mixed doubles. Funny story, we were like, wait, I mean, why is nobody, hitting the ball to you? Like, what's going on? Why is no one hitting the ball to me? What's going on? We just didn't understand, what mixed doubles was. And, I think I knocked her fingernail off during the tournament, and she was a trooper and fought through to the end of the day. So we were on top of the world that we got bronze in that tournament. So that'll always be a core memory, that first tournament with my sister. And then ended up getting silver in men's doubles too. And that kind of just, lit a fire like, oh, wow, like this is fun. I can compete at this. So my dad, Trey Mason, and my sister and I started traveling around doing all these tournaments, and we were like, having so much fun together. And we realized that it was an outlet that, you could get your mind off whatever's going on. I mean, me and my sister were studying hard at Kennesaw State University, and when we got out on the pickleball court, it was always a time where we could forget about anything else that was going on and just enjoy ourselves and enjoy some exercise and also socialize with so many different people. So went out at a place called Shaw Park and, started playing there a good bit, which is near Kennesaw State.
In Georgia.
And, started playing these different tournaments is where I actually met Mark. And me and Mark hit it off from day one. I saw what he was doing with the Georgia Pickleball Association and instantly got signed up, and we were all excited to go into all his tournaments. And then Mark offered me a chance to start coaching pickleball up by Kennesaw State, and I, that was where I, first fell in love with coaching the game. So, huge shout out to Mark for getting me started. He was the one who said, "Hey, have you ever thought about coaching pickleball?" And I was like, "Oh, I think that would be, awesome."
A very Saban-like coaching tree here with you guys.
Yeah.
You
so,
have, I mean,
little did I know, little did I know that it would, pickleball was going to turn into my whole life. So I was, at Kennesaw State, and I was like, still trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I just got really passionate about, coaching pickleball, playing pickleball, and pickleball as a whole. And I saw an opportunity that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pursue pickleball. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like just yet, but I'm gonna pursue it. And my dad was always, it still is, the biggest support of me. He's like, "Listen, Chase, like, you follow what your passion is, go after it, and everything else will work its way out because you've got the the tools to do it." So coached a bit with Mark, graduated from school, came back home, started coaching pickleball on my own, and this is probably answering a little bit more than your question, but that's how I got into pickleball right there.
No, that's perfect. I mean, and how cool is that? It was a family thing, and like you said, you didn't even know what it was. You're like, I would never do that. And now look at you. You've taken it. You've gone so far. You didn't mention tournaments though, and you played a lot of tournaments. When is your? Because you're a pretty big tournament player still. Even.
Yes.
So when's your next one?
Yeah, I try to do one PPA, usually a PPA each month, and so I've been super busy lately, and I'll probably talk about that in a bit. But my next tournament's actually going to be in August, the Bristol, Tennessee PPA. So I'm super excited about that one. It's an open, so I think I'll actually for this one the qualifiers will be on a Tuesday, and then if I main draw, I'll be playing on Friday and Saturday. But I've got Tucker Seegers for men's doubles. He's a young guy, super great player. I think he's like 20, 21 years old. But me and him, we played the Bristol PPA last year, so we're running it back.
Oh, yeah.
And, we did really good. I think we beat like won our first match. Second match beat like a 5-7 and a 5-8. So we're like on top of the world, like we're about to main draw, And then we run into CJ Klinger and Casey Diamond in the third round, and still so much fun. What an opportunity to be able to play against a player like that. I think he was having some contract situation back then, so he wasn't, or either him or his partner was, so he was in qualies. So ran into them and actually played them really well and left the match going like, wow, like we could actually do this. So I think him and I were both like, next year we're running it back. So playing with Tucker in men's doubles. And then in mixed doubles, I'm playing with Kylie Uleary. So this will be our first tournament playing together. And I've actually have never played with her before. I've just played a bunch of practice matches against her. But we're both looking for a partner for it. And she's a super good player.
Super solid.
So you know her?
So that's what we did a segment last week on Duper, and we pulled up my matches, and there were these two unnamed girls that played the money ball, and one of them was, I thought her name was Keely, but I guess it's Kylie.
Yeah, Kylie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We played against her, and man, she gets everything back.
Yeah, I mean,
everything
her
back.
defense
She
is
scraps,
insane, and her backhand is crazy. So we've got some practice lined up. I'm really looking forward to playing with her. She's got a really good attitude, and doesn't hurt that she's like just an amazing pickleball player. And her duper doesn't even show how good she actually is. So I've got high hopes for us. I'm super excited. Mixed doubles is probably my favorite event. I mean, I love men's doubles, but I'm like 6'3". I've got a good reach, and I love playing the left side. So anytime I'm playing mixed doubles, I feel like I'm playing my best.
Yeah.
So.
We have some fan mail later. I think we'll get into mixed doubles maybe a little bit, maybe just a little bit.
All right.
But you mentioned you played a 5'8" duper and a 5'7" duper, and then you played CJ Klinger as well.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next question then is, because you played a lot of high level pickleball, who's the best player you think you've ever played?
So I've been playing tournaments for so long now. I'd probably say we're best player I've ever played or best player I've ever beaten. Which one?
Best player you've ever played. Just played.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I've played in competition or rec play or both?
Competition.
Okay, in competition.
All right, both. We'll do both.
Okay.
How about both?
Best player I've ever played would be Riley Newman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, playing rec play with him. One of his friends set up a match, and he's super nice. He'll, play with anybody. So that's the best player I've ever played against. In competition, the best player I've ever faced probably was CJ.
Mm-hmm.
But if I ever go, like, my most notable win, what that would be I played... And actually, Mark was at this tournament. I played in Cape Coral in the men's doubles qualifier. We won our first match, and then our second match. I mean, this just shows you how deep these things are. We played against John Lucian Goins.
Oh, yeah,
and his partner, Frank No. So we went 3 with them and beat them, I think maybe 11-9 in the third. Super close match. Me and my partner, Connor McCartney. Shout out my boy. That's my sister's boyfriend. Awesome dude, great player, but him and I, great chemistry together, and we beat them. I guess we lit a fire under John because he went on to beat Ben Johns the very next day, and went on like a tear and ended up getting, I think it was the bronze medal at the PPA that weekend. So that would probably be my most notable win right there, and super fun match too. He's a great kid.
That's a good list. I mean, I did notice you left one person off that list.
Oh yeah,
and I don't. You
might
might be
around them.
You might be fired before we get open here. But I did not hear the name Donald Young.
Oh come on. Oh yeah, that's true.
It's too late.
Listen,
Chase.
Donald
It's
is
too
legit.
late.
I'll tell you what. Playing with Donald, as of lately, we've been able to play a little bit more together. He's got a crazy schedule. I mean, he's traveling all the time for these tournaments, but we're getting reps in whenever we can, and just playing against him has improved my game so much. So appreciate you, Donald, for sticking it out with me and playing with me. And seriously, he's got a skill set that is unseen by pickleball before. The way he manipulates the ball, how fast and heavy his hands are, and how hard he hits the ball, especially on the serve, is not something that you'll see in pickleball. It's something different about him than any other player. So we've only seen the beginning.
I can only
it's
imagine.
just a matter of time. Before he's making semis and singles and, getting new partners, making new relationships with people to play with. And he is unreal. So I can't wait to see where he takes the sport.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. And he's just such a great athlete in general. I mean, he came full-time pickleball, and then I think it was last year he won a double and a major.
Yeah, so I can touch on that. So he made it to the finals of the U.S. Open in mixed doubles with one of his lifelong friends, Taylor Townsend, who he's been a mentor for growing up. And I actually, was texting him. I was like, all right, congrats, let's go. You made the semis, come on. And he texts me back. He's like, pull up. I was like, okay, so I have tickets for you. I was like, okay. So I had a full day of lessons booked. On the day he was playing, I called all my clients. I was like, hey guys, listen, like, is it okay if, we reschedule? I want to go to the U.S. Open. So I booked a flight to New York City with one of my best friends and mentors, Drew Aber. And we hopped on the plane, went to New York for the day, and got to sit front row watching Donald playing the U.S. Open with Taylor.
Wow, man.
Got to go down as one of my best memories ever. Energy was so great.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a really, really great match. They just fell short. So they were runner-ups, but they were right there, and it didn't even felt like he lost just because all of his family and friends were there, and just the amazing things that all these people had to say about Donald. You'd have to be there to see. I mean, I knew he was a great guy, but I didn't know just like what an impact he's had on so many people's lives, and just how devoted of an athlete he has been his entire life. And it all makes sense now when you talk to him. I mean, he's the nicest guy around, and on court he's nice, off court he's nice, and just a crazy competitor. So.
And nice enough that he's going to join us next week out here.
Gonna join?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, we should tell him Donald Young on the pod next week. How
Let's
cool is
go.
that? I mean, let's go. We'll get into that too in a little bit.
You know, one thing, Corin, I just wanted to throw in because I know where we're going. About that Cape Coral tournament.
Yeah.
You guys are both, and I'm not saying it just because y'all are here, but if anybody's out there wanting instruction or lesson, I mean, these two guys are like two of the best coaches in the state. I mean, I would put y'all up against anybody.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Not just really in the state, to be honest. I mean, anywhere. I mean, it's y'all are both great players, but there's also a different skill to be able to communicate, be able to spot stuff on the court. But we were playing down there. My friend Doyle and I playing 4-5 down there, and Chase was what got us our medal that weekend because he watched a few points, and right before he had to leave, he called us over there on a timeout and gave us a couple of tips. Said, "Hey, why don't you try this?" And that was the turning point. So.
Let's go. I'll take it, man.
It was good stuff.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was pumped to see you guys came. I mean, what they had to do is they lost first round and they had to climb all the way back, which is like the hardest thing to do. So the fact that y'all climbed all the way back and medaled, and they're playing like 35 plus, 4-5, 35 plus. Was that what it was with these guys?
With the 250-year-olds.
At a PPA, that bracket is no joke, man. They came back and killed it. So
that's awesome.
All credit goes to y'all.
Credit was you. It was a tip. He was like, "Why don't you mix it up a little bit? Why don't you start doing a little shake and bake?" Got us back in our thing, and then I had to go get 2 bags of fluids at the ER that night afterwards. All good.
It's pretty common. You might want to take a sip of water because you're always dehydrated.
Yeah, I know. The water thing last year. But so, I mean, is that the next question? We're wanting to try to figure it. Are we going into some?
So, we're good. Let's do. I have one more question for you, and then actually we'll get into some fan mail, and then we'll get to let's go.
Yeah, wherever you want to go.
Yeah. So our last question, and I think Mark had an idea of maybe what you were going to answer, but do you have a biggest loss or a loss that hurt the most?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a, and all losses don't feel great. But I'd probably say I'd definitely say my biggest loss would be me and one of my good friends and partners over the years, Josiah Wagey, at a home PPA, in Atlanta, PPA Atlanta.
The Denim Demon.
I was going to say, this guy, he wears pants, right?
Yeah.
Like literally blue jeans.
A little about Josiah. Yeah, he plays in blue jeans. Yes, he does have legs. People have asked me. He has legs. They're underneath there. And he says once he wins his first Pickleball Pro medal, he'll start wearing some shorts. So that's when he'll take off the jeans. But amazing that he can move that quick in the jeans. But me and him, we met several years ago back when I was playing 4-0, played against him. We hit it off right away as opponents and, started partnering up for tournaments. So we've got to grow together. We haven't played a tournament together in a good bit. But him and I, this was our first pro qualifier, I think, ever. And we went in there and won our first round. I think we were like the last seed or something because it was our first one. So we won our first round pretty handedly. Actually, no, it was 3 games. Second match in the qualies, we played against Frank Anthony Davis, who's like an OG of the sport.
Oh, yeah.
And, his duper was 6.3, and his partner's duper was 6.2. And Josiah and I looked at each other. We're like, you know what? We've got nothing to lose, man. Let's go out there and play our game. So at the time, we were rated 4.8 and 4.9. And so we went in there and beat them in 3 games, just playing our game and, really feeling it. Of course, we got no duper credit at the time because it was too far of a gap.
Oh, yeah.
So,
more than the point difference.
Yeah, so we're feeling on top of the world. Someone's like, you guys made the main draw. We're like, let's go. And they're like, oh, wait, no, you got to play one more match. We're like, oh, okay, well, let's do it. Like, let's see this through. So our last round was against Christopher Hallworth and Spartak Rahachu. And, they're great players, but Josiah and I were feeling on that day. So we go in there. We won the first game, I believe, and then lost the second. Man, we were up 10-6 in the third game. Match point on our paddles, 4 opportunities to win that match and make the main draw at our home tournament.
Oh yeah,
at a major, I think it was. And, just fell short. So that one always hurts. I still replay those 4 match points in my head all the time, even though it was a while ago.
Yeah.
But still walked away smiling with Josiah, knowing like, hey, like, we went out there and did our best today. And just a good memory to make and good experience knowing, hey, you can beat these players. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I mean, how cool is that? And I don't know how the facts of it, but if you would have won that game and played the main draw, there was a certain team you were going to play in the first round.
Yeah, there was. So it's funny because I had like a practice match or like just a game set up with Riley Newman, the next day. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that if I would have made the main draw, I would have played against Riley and Matt. So that would have been very surreal playing them like, first main draw match. But looking back, it's all good. I still went and got to play some games against him. So he wasn't alongside Matt, but he was playing with like Pat Smith, another super, awesome guy. But so that one's probably the one that stings the most. Yeah.
Yeah. At least you made it there.
Yeah.
I still can't win a 4-5 tournament. So.
Oh.
No, very cool. So we're going to have some fan mail here in just a second. But before we do that, we just want to take a little break and give a big thank you to Diet and Pickleball. That is not only the official pickleball of the world, but it's also the official pickleball of Southern Pickleball. We love using them. They my favorite ball to play with by far. So big thank you to Diet and Pickleball. We love you and we need you. That was that's something they did at. I don't know. You may have been too far. In my hometown, we had a dealership, the Hardy Boys, and that was always their commercial. We love you and we need you. Yep. I tell you what.
But no, Diet has been great, and a lot of good talk about this new Blue Core paddle too, and everything talking about. So just had some come in. Can't wait to get out in the court and hit it.
Interesting concept.
Yeah.
So we have a new segment we're gonna start. We're starting this week, and it is fan mail. It's questions from our fans.
We've gotten so popular. Like everybody's
I know.
In. I mean, hey,
I know.
It's all you, Corin.
So we have a couple questions here. This first question comes from Lisa in Decatur, Alabama. And I think you're going to be able to speak to this one really well. We picked this one specifically for you.
Okay.
She said, I've been playing more mixed doubles lately, and I want to know how much court my male partner should be taking. It feels like he is always on my side of the court, and how much court is he supposed to be taking? And so for you, I know you just said you like playing mixed doubles as your favorite, and you also sometimes play with your sister. Mm-hmm. So you probably have, an interesting take on this.
Yeah, so, that question has a little bit of layers, depends on what level Lisa's playing at. So in my opinion, I would say that the lower the level goes of what you're playing, the guy's going to need to take a little bit less court. As you get up a little bit higher in level, it becomes a necessity for, the girl to pop in and out more frequently and for the guy to get a little bit bigger. The reason I say that is because you're going to be, probably doing a lot of unforced errors if you're trying to play really big, but you're not a high level. But once you start getting up at that 4-0 or probably closer to 4 or 5 level, the guy's going to need to take a good bit of court, especially if it's, you guys are very mobile and you guys can move pretty easy. This is, and each team has a different strategy. But if it's a typical mixed doubles match, we got a righty female and a righty male. Mm-hmm. The guy should be trying, in my opinion, I feel like, and we're in competition too. You want if there's a ball that the guy can comfortably take, you want them going in there and putting on that pressure.
Right.
Even if that means that every once in a while, you get burned or something. What it does is it puts a lot of pressure on the opponent. If you can impose yourself and make yourself a big threat up there at the kitchen line, it's going to cause your opponents to hit a lot more errors. And it's going to keep them on their heels. Versus if you just leave your your female partner there, ready to be attacked. Plenty. She can handle it, but at a certain point, it gets tough being the one who's getting picked on, and that's why you want to get in there and you want to try to impose yourself and show your presence. Otherwise, you're going to get iced out.
Right.
Especially when you guys have your forehand in the middle as the guy. You want to be in there and you want to try to take what you can. Of course, there's a point. Her half of her box, I never recommend going over there. If you got to stop at her half of her is the furthest you can go.
Can I put just a little bit of disclaimer in here too, so we just I don't want to lose like half our audience. On our fourth podcast.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So I mean, we are. I mean, it's not about guy, gal, male, female as much as it's who's the stronger player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly.
So when we're talking this, setting this up, and we're saying that we're assuming it's a typical 4-0 mixed or 4-5 where the guy is a little bit stronger. But if it was the female that was stronger, then maybe they have to take the court.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing too. You're going to play against teams where the girl is going to be doing this to the guy too. So it depends on the team and the players that are out there. I mean, I play mixed doubles with some people. Like I play with a lot of practice with Samantha Buicks, and we play straight up.
She's a great
and
player.
we play like gender doubles.
Yeah.
If you looked at us out there, I am not going in front of her and taking these massive balls. And it's because she's holding herself just fine, and I don't need to get out of position. So it definitely depends. Maybe you have a lefty righty. And just like Mark was saying about it, doesn't have to be a girl. You should see me and my dad play. He's the best right side guy out there. Shout out Trey Mason, for real. Got to go down as my best partner of all time, because all jokes aside, he really does respect the left side, right side rule if you're playing that way.
Right.
And he will let me get in the middle and go to work. And he knows, like, sure, I might get out of position every once in a while, but in the grand scheme of things, it's going to pay off for us. So,
But it is probably, if you look at like videos and everything online, it's probably like the biggest topic you see. I mean, you see one video and you see a guy step over, and now you're going to see 100 comments of everybody coming in. Oh, ball hog, let the female play. I would never play with somebody. So, I mean, is that like different if I'm playing in a tournament versus now it's Thursday night, I'm at open play at Shaw Park?
Has to be.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah, you have
so you won't. And there's so much culture still being built in pickleball. But in my opinion, if I'm going out there and I'm playing rec play with people, you won't see me jumping in front of my partner, male or female, trying to win the point and just to win the game. Because if I'm out playing rec play, especially open play, like I'm out there to make sure I have a good time and all the people I'm on court with have a good time. I do not care about winning the match. I've got nothing to prove for a rec game out there, and you want everybody to have fun. Everybody's out there to play pickleball, and so yeah, that being said, it's going to be different in competition. In competition, you've got that left side player who's going to get in there and who's going to impose themselves a lot, and versus rec play, you should go out there and play a little bit more equally, and maybe not play to exactly win all the time, but to play to have a good time and make sure everyone's having fun.
Exactly, having a good time. So basically what you're saying, just sum it up, the higher the level, the more court you're going to take.
Correct.
And that's up to, to give it a percentage, up to around 75%. And only Ben Johns should be Ben Johnson taking 97 when he can.
Right? And we were talking earlier though, Corin, and I just want you to share, because I mean, Corin's got the great pickleball mind too, and you're talking about a lot of us, we watch on TV and we watch that higher level mixed doubles, and then we go and try to duplicate that You know, we
Yeah.
talked on it earlier. I mean, I was guilty of hitting my partner, but you're talking about, you know, maybe we shouldn't be at certain levels you can't. I mean, could you tell me a little bit what you told me earlier?
I
'Cause
saw
thought
an
you were really on
article.
point.
I saw an article on Facebook, and it's one of the really good coaches, Dane Green. I can never say his last name. You know, I'm not the name guy.
Dane
but Dane.
Gingrich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And he was explaining kind of, it's great to put that pressure on in the middle, you know, but it's not always going to be beneficial to go and take those dinks. So to be that 90% or 80% player, and the reason is. I think I'll use myself as an example. I'm very fast, right? I'm very athletic. I don't think I'm going to have issues necessarily getting back. But the issue is, do I know what shot to take to put myself and my partner in the best position when I'm taking that much court? And the answer usually, like for someone like me, you know, a mid-level 4-5 player, 4-4, everyone's favorite 4-4 duper, it's probably not, right? I'm just going over there to assert myself, but what shot am I taking? Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. But I'd say most of the time it's probably not the best shot. Whereas, you know, maybe someone like Chase, who's a much higher level player, he does know what shot to take.
And what I heard
Right,
you say
so-
earlier is that if you're gonna take court from your partner, you better have both the athleticism and the pickleball
And the
pickleball
and the
IQ to
IQ,
do it.
right,
Mhm.
right. And I think the athleticism is usually not the thing people's lacking, right? I think it's usually IQ.
Good stuff.
So yeah, the higher level, the more you take, and
Mhm.
just make sure you're taking the right shot.
Yeah, that's a great question by Lisa. That was
Thank
good.
you, Lisa. This next one, a little bit simpler. This question is from Marcus in Lynchburg, Virginia, and it's pretty simply third shot, drop, or drive.
Third shot drive all the way.
Love it.
All the way.
Love it. It's a new game.
Yeah.
It's
Big
a new
change.
game. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. The reason why I say that is and you know, I'm driving, if you want a percentage of my third shots, probably around 70%
Yeah.
of my third shots are drives. And the reason why I do that is because I can look for an opportunity for aggression. And if it's not there, I can hit a fifth shot drop and,
Right.
and get up to the kitchen. Sometimes even now I'm hitting fifth shot or seventh shot drives.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't counter my third shot drive and you give me a weak block back, I'm going to drive the next couple. And, you know, I think that's how the game is evolving right now. But I think you have a lot more options with the third shot drive than you do a third shot drop. That being said, you still have to be able to drop your third shot,
Yeah.
especially when that thing is really deep. It's to the corners, or it gets you out of position. But I'm huge advocate for the third shot
I
drive.
agree. I mean, even now, that's where my coaching's gone. Is even at the lower levels, it's third drive, 5 drop. You
Mhm.
know, that's kind of my thing.
I was going to ask y'all if y'all think that's level specific or is that across the
No,
board?
I think now, you know, as long as you can control it, I think 3 drive, 5 drop. And my thing also is, and I noticed I played in a money ball recently, and we were playing higher level players. But
Yeah.
if you can get your serve good and deep, and there's actually we're gonna have a serve question here in a second as well.
Yeah.
And you can get that player on their back foot, and then you can catch them on the way up, you're going to get more opportunities,
Oh, yeah.
right? And there's going to be players that are so fast, it's not going to – but I would say
Mhm.
most of the time I was able to hit – and it wasn't even like I was hitting these absolute rocket drives. You know, I'm just hitting these 75% good top spin, low to the net, and then we were getting balls, you know, we're catching – the players three-quarter, you know, they're 3/4 of the way to the kitchen line, but now they're, you know, taking a short hop ball, and
Mm-hmm.
you just have, like Chase said, there's just so much more opportunity. Whereas if I take that and I just drop it to the guy who's already at the net, you know, it's an even match. You know, if I hit it,
Yeah.
and that's if I hit a good drop, we're
Mhm.
even, right? The point's even. So
Right. I think one thing I would tell Marcus, I mean, and really anybody that's asking that question to me, though, is I would want to know, hey, which one can you hit better? Which one can you get over the net more consistently? Because
Yeah,
that's
that's fair.
so much I say all the time is you just got to make them hit a fourth ball.
That's
Mhm.
true.
So
Yeah.
sometimes, especially at their lower levels, they just never get to the fourth ball. So I think most of us can hit the drive over more consistently.
Yeah.
than the
Yeah, I
drop.
agree. Yeah.
But just whatever you can get over the net.
Yeah.
We joke about that when we're live streaming a lot of times. It's just the net always wins.
The
you
net
know?
does always
Yeah.
win. Yep.
So-
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but rule of thumb, drive, all gas, no brakes. Well, I mean, you might hit the brakes on 5 or 7, but mostly all
Yeah.
gas, no brakes. All right, this next question. This is from Jasmine in Peachtree City, Georgia.
Ah, Peachtree City.
Finally
All
got
right, let's
one in
go.
this in our state here. She said, "I have been playing consistently and working on my game, but I'm stuck at 3-5. I really want to make the jump to 4-0, and it's been pretty frustrating. What's one piece of advice you'd give me to get there? So to get her over the hump of that 3-5 to 4-0. Now, this is going to be hard because we don't know what she's struggling with,
Yeah.
of course, but just generally, what do you think the biggest difference in somebody going from 3-5 to 4-0, what's the thing they need to do to
So-
make that jump?
Yeah, I would say, well, there's two things for that. I would say the biggest difference between 3.5 and 4.0 is going to be consistency on really the things that are pickleball specific. So I would say that 3.5s and 4.0s are kind of doing the same sorts of things, except for 4.0s are a lot better at it. But I look at, then I have a general answer to getting better, which is if you want to, go from a 3.5 to 4.0, you've got to change things. So you've got to try to learn new shots. You've got to try new strategies. If you're sitting there and you are just doing the same thing over and over again, it can be good for repetition on certain things. But I think that I really do believe if you want to get to take one step back forward, you got to take two steps back. And I've done that countless times in my game. And that's why I'll never accept when somebody says, oh, I've plateaued. There's just no way. In pickleball, there are so many things to learn, so many different skills that you can set out to practice, and you can learn them. And I'm still doing that every day when I step on the court. I'm practicing something new, and I know I'm going to miss that shot over and over and over again. And every time I miss it is one less time I'm going to miss it. I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to master it. And, you have to have a positive attitude about it. When you're out there and you miss that shot, it's not going to happen right away. You've got to practice it, and once you finally hit it clean and you feel like you hit everything right, it's just a great feeling, and it's a part of why pickleball is so awesome.
Yeah, so I think that's a great answer. I think that's really good advice too, is you can always learn something new. Look at Ben Johns. He's been the #1 player in the world since day one, basically. Yeah. Right? And I mean, if you look at his game today versus 2 years ago, it's completely refined and different. He's really hitting that two-hand backhand roll really hard all the time. He has changed. So
is there a common thing though, Corin, that you see in the court normally that I know we don't know the specifics, but it's something that a 3.5.
Yeah, I agree with Chase. I think in 3.5 to 4.0 today, I think the skills are very similar with what you're able to do. Kind of like Chase said, I think it comes down to kind of your strategy, right? If I think you can in 3.5 might get away with driving 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, on and on. And I think to get to that next level, you do have to kind of have that variety of shots, right? So your drive might be good, and you might drive 3, 5, 7, but you need to at least be able to drop 9, right? I mean, and not specifically, but, somewhere in there, if it's not working, you got to be able to change it up. So I think just kind of that variety of the strategy, switching up the strategy and just making sure, you're not doing the same thing over and over. It's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
I think you just got to cut down those unforced errors.
Also, yeah, that's every level, though. That's going from anywhere to anywhere. All right, we got 2 more here. So this question is from Tyler in Cookeville, Tennessee. He said, I recently started getting some coaching. My coach has been pushing me to serve more aggressively, but I'm missing some, which he says I should be. Do you agree, or should I just focus on consistency? My partners certainly don't agree with him.
Okay, I agree with his coach, and I think that the serve is something that is still growing in pickleball, but I think that if you're just serving the ball to get it in, that may be fun for rec play and just, enjoying yourself out there. But if you actually want to compete in pickleball, you need to make sure that you're, that serve has a purpose each and every time you go for it. And you can do that by having an arsenal of different serves. But, if you're missing serves and your partners aren't, super happy about it, then it depends on what the ratio is. If you're missing 1 out of every 10 serves, I think that you're doing okay. If you're really going for it and it's actually being a weapon for you. If you're missing 1 out of 10 and it's not really doing anything for you, that's a different story. But, what I would tell him is go out there and with a basket of balls and just go hit, 500 serves a day. That sounds like a lot, but it's emptying the basket maybe 4 times or something. And that's how my serve got so good, is right before I would do some lessons, I'd be waiting on people to come and I would just serve it up. Even back when the spin serve was a thing, that's how I got that dialed in. But
you're only a step behind Zane. You're getting right there crazy with yours.
Thank goodness that's gone. But really, if you go out there and practice that serve, listen to your coach. figure out why you're missing, and then make that correction and go out there and get that repetition in, and your partners won't be complaining anymore when you're getting 3-4 aces a game.
Yeah,
So,
and even if you're not getting aces, just put in
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that
Putting
team
them
on
in
that back
position.
foot, right? I mean, I agree with you. I do think it is level specific. Like I don't know what level Tyler is, right? I think
Yeah.
that, if you're a 2-5 player, probably just get that ball in. Maybe even
Probably.
3-0.
yeah.
But I think pretty early on, even like higher level 3-0 to low level 3-5, I think you got to start, like Chase said, you got to start working on getting that serve and being aggressive. It's just where the game's at. It's everything's more aggressive now, and people are able to do it, so you don't want to fall behind. I was like one of the last people to be an aggressive server. I was like, you don't need it. And
when
then,
I started, I mean, everybody was just like, let's get it in.
Just get it in.
Just get it in. But I will say, shout out to Laurel Hillman in Pittsburgh. She's, who we've talked about before, got me going. Pickleball by Laurel, top coach. When I first met her, she was already telling me, hey, be aggressive on this serve. And then I would come back. I would be up there in Pittsburgh, and I would come back, and everybody would be, what are you doing? Why are you hitting the serve so hard? Just try to, get it in. But I think she was a little ahead of her time where the
sounds
game
like it.
has a developed there, and she's still active coaching up there. So if you're in the area, check her out. So.
Yeah, gotta serve aggressive these days. Or you're falling behind. We can go into all kinds of things. You gotta be a more aggressive dinker these days too. If you don't have a 2-hand backhand roll, you're falling behind, and et cetera, et cetera. All right, last question here, and this question is from Zach in Marietta, Georgia, which I have a hunch of who Zach in Marietta, Georgia is, and I think we had him on the podcast. And I believe Chase also knows Zach from Marietta.
Yes, the man.
But this one I think is going to be the one maybe I think we're going to be divided on.
Okay.
And that is, do you think Annalie Waters could be any of the top 5 men in singles? And just to give you the top 5 men as of right now, as of today, I checked today. Number 1 is Federico Staksrud, which I think everybody knew that. Number 2 is Hunter Johnson. Number 3 is Connor Garnett. Number 4 is JMV, and I say JMV because I can't say his first name, Martinez Vic. And number 5 is Ben Johns. So of those 5 players, do you think she could beat any of them? And if you do, which one?
I think Annalie is phenomenal. I think that, she is
so politically correct.
So political.
I think that she is so great, not even just as a player, but, off the court too. The way she treats fans. I remember back at that tournament, my first tournament I was telling you all about, sitting in the crowd, cheering on Annalie. She's maybe 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
Gets done playing with Tyson. They just got winning. I think they won bronze. Comes over to the side. Says, thank you for cheering for me. Gives me an Annalie Waters hat and a signed ball. So, that just goes to show she didn't even know me.
Yeah.
So, that being said, no, I do not think that she could beat any of the top 5. And there is some reasoning behind it. These guys, you can't tell unless you're playing against them. They are absolutely unreal.
I'm saying.
Yeah, they are.
I'm saying top 25.
You're saying top 25?
I don't know if I extended that far. I think if I'm looking at this list, I don't think she beats any of. So maybe we're not divided. I don't think she beats any of these guys. I just think if you watch the men's game now,
Let's say so. One guy in the top 50 right now that you think she beats.
Donald Young. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no way.
No, I'm just kidding. Please still come next week. We hope to still see you here. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. I think I think just how consistent she is, she probably would beat some of the kind of high risk, high reward guys. Maybe I couldn't give you a name really.
I think it's the same debate we saw in tennis. Everybody was like, "Hey, how would Serena?"
Yeah.
Do. I unfortunately I just don't.
Yeah, it's smaller court. The ball doesn't move as fast, but these guys are getting everything. There is that viral point between Fed and JMV.
Oh yeah.
And it's like. If they hit any of those shots against any of the top women, the ball's not coming back, and they extended the rally for 10 more shots after some of those shots. It was.
I think the better question would have been Annalie on the right side with Ben playing on the men's tour. Men. How do they do in men's doubles? Could she hold her own in men's
that's
doubles
a good question.
as the right side?
That's a good question.
I think they could do well. I think that they could probably win their first, maybe their second match in men's doubles. Depends on their draw too. But I mean, for example, they get Tyler Lung and Connor Garnett in the second round. No. Yeah. If they got Brandon French and Wyatt Stone in the second round, yes. You know what I mean? So it kind of just Well, no,
we called
I'm
him political, and he changed up real quick.
Timestamp that one. That's one we can cut out for TikTok.
Oh, there we go. But
hopefully you don't see
yeah,
those guys.
I think they could win a couple matches.
I think they could win a
doubles,
couple.
yeah.
I think I think they could do well in men's doubles. I just take it back to when Anna Lee played with Jack Sock, and I know was still mixed doubles, but the fact that they won, that I think it was the North Carolina Cup, and she was able to carry him in his first tournament to a win. I mean,
she's the greatest ever. I mean, that's what I'm not.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
When I was saying not top 25 or top 50, I'm not taking anything away from her. She's obviously, I think the best women's player all time. I don't think these records she's setting are ever going to be broken.
Never
at least
touched.
not in my lifetime.
I don't think they ever will.
No way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and then what she's doing, like we said, off the court. I mean, just being on the ESPYs, and all she's doing for pickleball and all that. I mean, I am a fan, but I just think the athleticism of these guys. I mean, it would be a discredit to the athleticism of the guys on the pro tour if we thought that they were.
Yeah, I'd love to see it though.
It would be great to watch, and I mean, it's nice we get a taste of it in Major League Pickleball when they're in those Dream Breakers.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing beats watching Annalise step up against one of these
That's
guys
true.
playing
And now
them.
that
It's
you
the
say
best.
she gave Tyson McGuffin some fits. I don't know if that's the best today, if that's the best example, but this was maybe last year. She did give McGuffin some fits. Now that we're saying it,
It is, but that's also different when you're looking at 4 points.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it's also in that thing. I mean, you'd have to get over the whole. We run the minor league pickleball tournaments, and we have 2 state championships coming up. Always get a chance to do the plug. We're going to be at Dildinkers the second weekend in September for the Georgia State Championships, and we'll be up at Revolve the last weekend in September for the Tennessee Championships. But I know probably the most nervous I've ever been on the pickleball court was when we were playing a minor league pickleball event. We go out to the Dream Breaker, and my first 4 points are against the female. Nothing against the female or whatever, but it was a whole different psychological pressure, and all this and thinking, and everybody's watching, and it feels like it's a
you almost feel like you have to win those 4 points.
Lose situation that it can't, and then but then and I didn't do really well the first 4, but then as it went around, I did a little bit better because I had to work my way into it, but. I don't know.
So what you're telling me is you could not beat Anna Lee Waters in singles?
No, probably not. Isn't that funny about pickleball, though? I was telling somebody today, everybody that's played pickleball, even if they're like 56 years old and unathletic like myself, because the game's so easy to learn at the first, we've had that dream that like, I could be a senior pro player or I could be a pro player. It's very, I mean, we just all think, I think sometimes we don't give the credit to the true pro players like Chase and those other ones out there of how good they really are because it is so easy to learn. But I heard that thing early on. It's so easy to learn, so hard to master.
So hard to master. Yep. And that's what makes it so great. Yeah. So I think we all agree she's not beating anybody.
Yeah. I want to hear about Let's Go Pickleball though.
Let's Go Pickleball. It is time to hear about some Let's Go Pickleball, and you probably noticed Chase says "Let's go" a lot. And I don't know if we have a number of how many times, and maybe he turned it down a little bit. Yeah, but I tell you what, all as we're sitting here, it's all let's go. So let's go pickleball, and that's where you get it from. What is Let's Go Pickleball? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, so Let's Go Pickleball is a new pickleball franchise. We're opening up the first location in Peachtree City, Georgia. So it's under construction right now. And really, I know I'm a part of it, so a little biased here, but the best indoor pickleball club ever built. So, and there's a lot of reasons for that.
Yeah, let's hear those.
Yeah. So a reason why it's the best ever built is it's built for pickleball. So you go into, this facility, and the first thing you'll notice is just how high the ceilings are in there. I mean, you don't have to worry about hitting the ceiling if you want to lob the ball. A lot of times when I go play indoor, that is one of the first things I think is like, okay, well, I got to make sure I keep it down because I throw up some defensive lobs frequently when I play.
Now, did y'all take an existing space and convert, or is this something y'all built?
We did not. So our founders, they looked for a spot for a while, and nothing met the standards of what they wanted to build. So new construction was the way to go. And from the ground up for pickleball, and it's unique in that there's not many places that are built for pickleball. So it's very nice that we got that super high ceiling in there. We're just talking facility right now, why it's the best. But we've got cushioned courts, and we've got 21 of them. So a large amount of indoor courts, all indoor, none outdoors. And then we've got indirect lighting. So when you look up, you're not getting blinded by the lights. We did a sound study with some sound engineers that came in, and they showed us and ran tests to figure out what the decibels are going to be in there. And, pickleball is a very social game. You want to be able to hear each other. You don't want to be plugging your ears when you go to, play indoor pickleball. So that was a big thing we wanted to focus on, was making sure that the volume in there is not super high and that we can still keep that social part of the game. So a lot of sound mitigation has gone into the facility, and we're hoping it's going to be optimal when you go in there and you still get to keep that social side, talking to everybody. Along with that, some other things in the facility is we've got play site cameras on every court. We've got TVs on every court. Got a mezzanine that you can stand on and overlook the entire facility, a pro shop, grab-and-go food, locker rooms, bathrooms, showers, the list goes on and on. And so what did we decide to do? An expansion. So we took over 9,000 more square feet of space, and we're actually putting 2 padel courts in there. A lot of you guys, I'm not sure, are familiar with what that is, but it is the fastest growing sport in the world. So some people think that's pickleball. That's the United States.
Yeah.
Globally, padel is the fastest growing sport in the world. It's another racket sport game. It's like a combination of tennis and squash, but picture tennis in a big glass cage where you can play off the walls, and you're playing with something that looks like a paddle with holes in it almost, but super fun game. I've only played one time, but a lot of similarities to pickleball because it's a very social game. You've always got 4 people on the court. You're, relatively close together, so you're having conversation a lot. And just like pickleball, it's really easy to learn and, hard to master, but easy to learn. So anybody can kind of play it. So try to get ahead of the curve there, and we'll be the only padel courts on the south side of Atlanta. So super happy about that. And we threw a fitness area in that, in that section too. We've got a partnership with a physical therapy and personal training company that's going to be in there taking care of all of our members and seeing their clients. So a lot of fun stuff going on with that expansion, and facility wise, we're just it's going to be the nicest facility ever built for pickleball.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. And you referenced you guys are going to be the only ones with padel courts, or is it padel or is it paddle?
So I went to Racket X in Miami, and there was for a conference, and it was all things racket sports. And I learned there where I learned how to play padel, and what they were honest about was, all right, in the United States we call it padel. Anywhere else, it's going to be called paddle. I'm like, all right, well, that's kind of dumb, but I kind of like paddle better. But I'm gonna see it through. I'm gonna go with padel.
All right.
So that's what we're calling it. But you would be great at it, man. Like it's a lot of fun. So
I can't wait to get down there and try.
Yeah, I've seen this guy even hit a tennis ball like for the first time he tried it, and he was just a natural right off the bat. But yeah, the name is kind of confusing. I was down at the Miami Open right around that time of the Racket X.
Yeah, I went
stuff down there, and I was watching tennis with my wife and talking about the padel or whatever going on the court, and talked like I knew a lot about it and called it padel 7 or 8 times in the conversation. And then the announcement came over the loudspeaker: we will be having the paddle championships on the house. But again, I think it is. And I don't know, different podcasts will debate that. It's what's really the fastest growing sport in the world. I mean, that's I hear it both ways. That's the fastest growing in pickleball. But yeah, I think we're sort of American-centric on this show, so we'll just keep going with pickleball.
Keep going with pickleball, yeah.
But,
we also might be a pickleball
studies
podcast
that show that padel is the quickest one outside of here. So
yeah,
it's working its way up.
It's good. So beautiful facility. Sounds like it's going to be amazing things. But how did you get involved with it? How did you? Because you are the
general manager.
General manager.
Yep. So I actually got involved with it just from knowing the 3 founders of the club. So 3 main founders are Donald Young, which we've already talked about, Joe Paletta, who is has a real estate group in Peachtree City, and then Barry Falcon, who's also local to Peachtree City and has a lot of experience in the franchise world. So I'll kind of bring it back a while ago with a funny story, which when Donald Young first started playing pickleball, I remember Joe had texted me, was like, hey, we're going to play with Donald Young, we're going to play. And I always, I've known Joe since I first started playing pickleball. But I'm like, okay, great. Like meet up, play with Donald. And, couple times later we were playing like a handful of times, and one day he shows up to the Noonan pickleball courts to play. He like takes his AirPods out. He's like, hey Chase, how do you think an indoor pickleball club would do here? I was like, I think it would do great. I mean, I know I'd buy a membership. So that was probably like almost 3 years ago now, so it's funny to see it come full circle. Just one day I was playing a tournament, and Donald said, hey, I got something to talk to you about. And I'm like, okay, great. So he let me know that, reminded me kind of the project. I had been a little bit, I remember that they were doing it when he brought it up, but I had kind of forgotten about it because it's been in the making for so long. And he was like, hey, me, Joe, and Barry are looking for a general manager for Let's Go Pickleball. And, we all kind of settled on your name, and we think you'd be great for it. We know you love your job right now, but would you be interested in moving back home and doing this with us? And I was like, absolutely. Like, pickleball is my passion. This sounds like something that will be great experience for me, especially with a crew of guys like them, and all their different experience. And I jumped on the opportunity and haven't looked back. So that's how I got involved with it.
Super cool. Let's go, man.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
So now, do y'all have plans of where you're going to expand to yet, or what does that franchise opportunities look like?
Yeah, so first we're trying to get in there to this first club, and we're trying to so we can have a showcase where people can come see it, and they can really take it all in and understand why they would choose us as a franchise versus all these other pickleball franchises. Because the space is getting deep right now. There's a lot of franchises out there. So really, once we get this home club made, we'll have people who are interested come in. They'll be able to see it, and if they're serious about opening an indoor pickleball facility, it's going to be hard to pass us up as the best option there.
Yeah. Well, as you mentioned, it's very deep right now. There's indoor places popping up everywhere. So what makes you guys different, and what makes you guys better?
Yeah. So I already touched on the facility part.
Yeah.
But there's a couple other reasons why, and the one great reason, I'll save the best for last, but
Chase is coaching.
There we go. Yeah,
right.
I'll get some coaching in there from time to time. But I'll leave the best for last. But another reason that sets us apart is each club kind of does stuff differently with programming, and we've got a large enough facility where we can offer all three options for play. So I consider those options open play, court reservation, and then programming. So with the amount of courts that we have, we'll be able to have an even amount of all of those, where if you're just an open play player and you want to come and enjoy open play, that's fine, and you get to come do that. We'll also have included in the membership programs each and every single day that people are looking forward to, which the culture around our area has been, we want our matches set up for us, we want a round robin, we want a league, and people are pumped to get in that competition on court. So that's a great thing we'll be offering at the club. And then court reservations as well. Each player does their own thing with pickleball. A lot of people like to just reserve and play with their group, and that's completely fine. So we'll have all three options of those available at Let's Go Pickleball, as well as all these other things I said, like, the fitness area. We've got video projector walls where you can train pickleball on a projector screen. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
It came from tennis.
Yeah. So cool.
But really the biggest thing that's going to set us apart from all these other franchise is the people that we put inside the club. So our service standards are going to be very high. We want all of our employees inside the club to personalize the experience for the members. So I'm working hard right now staffing the club with people that are passionate about pickleball and that want to establish a relationship with all the guests and all the members, because I've gone into a lot of different pickleball clubs and just haven't felt the experience that I want to provide, which is, you come in, you get greeted, we call you by name, we're excited to see you, and we're excited to hear about how your last tournament went, how your weekend went, what games you have set up, who you're playing with, and discuss pro pickleball and what went on at the last tournament, all those things that the culture of pickleball has been built around. And I want, that's going to be our biggest thing is when you come into the club, you can take my word for it. You're always going to be greeted by the Let's Go Pickleball team members, and they're going to not just ask you about how you are, but genuinely care about how you are and want to provide the best service they can to you. So that's the main thing that's going to set all of our locations apart is the people that we put in there.
Yeah, very cool. It sounds very by pickleball, for pickleball.
Yes, absolutely.
It's being built up by pickleball players, and it's for pickleball players, and just keeping that community. I mean, that's super important.
Yes, sir.
So is there anything else we should know about this Let's Go Pickleball facility, or anything we missed, anything you missed?
Well, I mean, something y'all already touched on. Come out to the first tournament at Let's Go Pickleball. We got the PPA Georgia State Championships at Let's Go Pickleball,
Yes.
October 10th through the 12th, and it is going to be a awesome tournament. I might play in it. I'm already signed up to play on Sunday in mixed doubles, so
Nice.
we'll see what's up.
I saw that, and I tell you what, I don't tell Mark. I'm also going to sign up to put pressure on them to not make me work and let me play.
Oh, okay, perfect. There we go.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. I didn't check today, but I know last podcast we were already over 150 people,
Yeah, I
and
think
this
we
is
got
October, so
there we go.
Close to 200,
Yeah.
October 10th through 12th. I mean, the cool thing about that tournament, not only will it be the first chance in the tournament setting for everybody to come see this facility we're talking about, but you do get to qualify for 2 different events out of that. So all medalists will qualify for the UPA World Championships in Dallas, which is early November. Gold medalists will get 100% off their registration fees.
Yes.
50% off their silver medalists get 50%, bronze 25%. There are some other a little bit of
some
event
event
fees
fees,
and stuff,
yeah.
but it's still a great value.
Great
It's
discount.
like $115. But then probably the thing that we're even more excited about is that all the medalists do qualify for our Southern Championships, where we had almost 1,300 players last year in Macon, Georgia. So everybody that medals there will qualify for the Southern Championships. And we were just super excited as Southern Pickleball. I mean, one, we really appreciate the chance that we get to partner with the PPA and run their amateur state championships. It's cool that we get to do the amateur. We're amateur based. I think we now have had more amateur players play with us in the Southeast than any other organization. So we like that. And we always say, you're not going to get to watch the pros play, but we steal it from Steve. Lowry, we're going to treat you like a pro.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
We share the same thing that them. And then we're really thankful to visit Peachtree City, the tourism group down there, because they really worked with us to put Let's Go Pickleball together with Southern Pickleball. Yep. So we're just bringing a lot of people that just really love pickleball and want to make people happy. It's going to be a great weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super excited.
Down there.
Yeah.
Oh, we appreciate you guys coming. I mean, it's going to be a great kickstart to the new facility. So we cannot wait to have you guys. And then also, it's all surreal looking back just about how me and Mark met so long ago and where we are now, and just how,
I think where we first met actually was outside of Tatnall Park. I think me and my buddy Carl met you and your dad, and at that time I think it was Jags Pizza. I think it's changed names right there off of.
Correct.
Yeah, and y'all were wearing your matching Under Armour shirts, and they were really good.
It's real deal pickleball right
Carl
there.
and I were like, oh, these are like the best pickleball players we've ever seen, and then they were actually nice enough to talk to us in the place, and we sort of got to know, and then. One thing led to another. Next thing I know, you're going to school up at Kennesaw. I'm, doing some coaching at Oregon Park. You end up coaching over there. Everybody loved you. That's both y'all. I hate coaching behind y'all when I have to go in and coach after. And they're like, "Where's Corin or where's Chase?" But
we learned it from you.
But
we learned from the best.
But yeah, it's the same thing for me, Chase. When I look back and I just think, because it's really only been 3 or 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Just how far this has come in 3 or 4 years, and what pickleball has provided, and not, I'm not even talking like, it's not really even the money as much as the stuff. It's like just the happiness, and
the community.
getting to wake up every day, do something we enjoy doing, and then
you got it,
and then being able to help other people do stuff they enjoy doing. It's just super cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was talking to somebody the other day, and it's bizarre. My phone book has doubled or tripled, and the people I hang out with the most, I'm seeing the most, are like my pickleball people. It's my pickleball friends and the people I met in pickleball, and it's been really good.
I feel like we need to have a big group hug or something. We can do
it
that.
feels like a little kumbaya moment. So I'm gonna put you on the spot here before we go. Are you qualified for the Southern Pickleball Championships?
Am I qualified?
Yes.
Not yet.
Oh,
Not yet. Not yet.
Chase.
I don't think so.
Man, so
I
then
gotta work on it.
sounds like the Georgia Am is your chance.
That's my
huh?
chance.
There we go.
I'll make it happen.
Here we go.
I'm confident.
Love it. Well,
Oh wait, you said you're playing. Maybe not.
no, don't worry. Not in your division. Don't worry about that. I'll be 2 divisions lower. Whatever you are, I'll make sure I'm 2 lower because that's probably about where I should be.
There we go.
So I'll probably be somewhere in like the
Yeah, for all you people
4.0,
watching, we
3.5.
do go by the Duper ratings, so we're not gonna
Yes.
we are not going to have these guys sandbagging.
No
down in your
sandbags.
division,
No.
So,
No.
yeah.
So, well, thank you, Chase. We really appreciate it, man. We're super excited to see Let's Go Pickleball and get you guys open and
It's a lot of fun.
come in, into the
Absolutely.
tournament, all that good stuff. And
I'm
Yeah.
really proud of you, man.
yeah,
Thank you. I
so cool.
appreciate you guys. And I really, appreciate the opportunity to come on. When Mark, brought up to me a couple weeks ago, hey, we want to have you, we're doing a podcast, want to have you on. I was like excited. I was like, come on, like this is going to be great. And get a chance to, talk about my new baby, which is just Let's Go Pickleball. And, kind of my entire life now is, dedicated to making sure this place succeeds. So shout out you guys. If you haven't got a membership yet, go sign up on letsgopickleball.com. We got some great deals. Best pickleball club in the world at the same or less of a price than any of these other pickleball clubs. So come
Love
check
it.
us out.
And that website is letsgopickleball.com.
Yes, sir.
Letsgopickleball.com. Well, once again, thank you, Chase. I mean, man, how cool. Look where we're at.
Yep.
Thank you,
and do
guys.
us a favor if you're here.
That's right.
Subscribe, hit that like button, whatever they're supposed to do.
Go ahead, subscribe.
Leave
Let
a
us know how
comment.
cool. Leave a comment. Let us know how great Chase was.
Yeah. Ask
Let
us
us-
a question for next week.
Ask us a question. Yeah, hop into our fan mail. Go follow us on Instagram, all that good stuff. And hey, while you're at it, when they open, go visit Let's Go Pickleball. We appreciate you guys, and we will catch you all next week.